Hello, my name is Dr. Nathan Brown. I'm a clinical psychologist in practice in Seattle, Washington. I'm also director of clinical training of True Bearing Academy, which is a group dedicated to training clinicians like yourselves in emerging digital technologies that will support your practice. I am very excited to invite you to a webinar sponsored by Leading Edge that I think is all about raising your game as a clinician, how to become a better clinician through knowledge of and the use of neurofeedback. And we are now in a golden age for neurofeedback. There is a new generation of devices that have emerged that will allow you, if you are interested, to deliver these services as part of your clinical practice and integrate it into the work that you already do. That's why I'm inviting you to this webinar, is to learn more about neurofeedback, learn more about the underlying principles of neurofeedback, and to learn how this can interact with the psychotherapeutic services or other services that you may deliver. This training, I am intending to offer you three roadmaps, kind of interlocking roadmaps around neurofeedback. First of all, you will come to understand basic principles that underlie neurofeedback. You'll come to understand why this is effective. You will come to understand the research base around efficacy for neurofeedback and biofeedback, which is kind of the larger set of tools. We will ground all of this in a case study so that you have a very clear sense of how this actually applies. Secondly, I will provide for our exploration a roadmap to understanding the brain and how it functions. Many of us in our training have been through neuroanatomy. We have sort of an idea of the various parts. We know about the fight or flight response, things like that. There's quite a bit more to know and to understand that will directly impact the way you do your clinical work now. Even if you never become a practicing neurotherapist, this knowledge, I think, is essential to becoming a better clinician. So this section, we are going to discuss in some detail the implication of this evolutionary perspective on brain functionality for neurofeedback, as well as for psychotherapy and related services, regardless of what your theoretical orientation might be. You will find this very useful. Thirdly, I want to offer you a very practical roadmap for the practice of neurotherapy. We will take a case and go from start to finish, from assessment through identifying a protocol, through looking at how the neurofeedback and the psychotherapy can interact, all the way through to completion and aftercare with our patients. So I am really looking forward to sharing these three roadmaps with you. If you are someone who's never heard of neurofeedback, but you're just interested in raising your game as a clinician, you're going to want to be in this webinar. If you're neurofeedback curious, you've heard about it, but really don't know how to get started, this webinar is for you. Even if you are someone who's had exposure to neurofeedback before, maybe you've even had some training, but you're not quite sure how to take next steps at whatever step you happen to be, this webinar is for you as well. I intend this to be very practical to take where you may happen to be as a clinician and offer you a way forward. So again, let me just invite you to this webinar. Feel free to share this video. Let's get the word out, because we are in a golden age of neurofeedback, and there are so many ways that this can help you raise your game as a clinician that I know you'll benefit from our time together. I look forward to seeing you soon.